Hello there, everyone. Welcome to the World of Momos podcast. In this episode, I wanted to have some reflections on what is happening in the British political sphere. So I wrote a piece, a short piece on my Substack, which you should actually follow. It's theworldofmomos.com, and yeah, just go ahead and follow that. It's free to see all the posts, and voluntarily, if you wish to do so, you can become a paid member as well. So over there, I did a short piece about Farage's decision to abandon Britain. So that's what I wanted to discuss today, and basically just talk about what I wrote over there, anyways. Because I know I haven't been doing these episodes, reflective episodes about what's happened, and just recap things. So I want to do a bit more of these from now on. But let's see how it goes on. So, Nigel Farage on the 23rd of May, on Thursday, put out this statement. And he said in his statement that I've thought long and hard as to whether I should stand in the upcoming general election. As honorary president of Reform UK, I am fully supportive of Richard Tice's leadership and urge voters to put their trust in him and Lee Anderson. Kind of rich saying that because, well, if you were being supportive of the Reform Party, you would actually be in the election yourself rather than going to America. I will do my bit to help in the campaign. Well, the biggest bit that you could have done would have been to be in the elections. But it is not the right time for me to go any further than that. And that shows a lot, right? Well, it's not the right time for you. Who cares if it's the right time for you or not? The country actually needed someone like you, but hey. Important though the general election is, the contest in the United States of America on November the 5th has huge global significance. So again, you clearly are saying that the elections in Britain matter less than United States of America, and you are actually exhibiting your globalist intent of how the global scenarios are of more significance to the national scenarios. A strong America as a close ally is vital for our peace and security, blah, blah, blah. I tend to help with the grassroots campaign in the USA in any way that I can. You want to help in the grassroots campaigns in the America, but even while being the honorary president of Reform, you have not built a grassroots level within Reform Party within Britain. Strange, isn't it? Well, the choice between Labour and the Conservative is uninspiring. Well, yeah, it is uninspiring, which is why we needed you in the campaign. And only Reform have the radical agenda that is needed to end decline in the country. Reform does not have any agenda, by the way. All Reform has is, from the looks of it, is just populist crap. There isn't that much thought to their plan of how they're going to achieve it. Anyways, I made the general elections prediction on the 22nd, a day before what Nigel Farage said, and I had Farage deciding to help Trump over staying here to fight, which turned out to be true. And my prediction was actually based on that factor alone. Not alone, but mainly on that factor, right? So I said that what I hope happens as well is neither Tories nor Labour have a full majority in the upcoming election, that they will need to form a coalition. Tories will not do as bad as people think they will. They might actually gain a bit back, bit of their polling back. Labour does not have any form of majority support. That I can see that is just because there's a minority within a minority who's more active voting for them. The polls don't show the real story. People will come out to vote, hopefully, now that they have seen the error in not voting in their local elections. Reform will probably not get more than 10 seats, and only if they're lucky. They might get 5, with Lee and Ben Habib winning theirs. Unless the leadership changes, which again, as we've seen, it's not going to change, so that's not going to happen. So basically, what I think is, like, Farage has just condemned Reform Party with his admission that The elections this term don't even matter. You know that you, as the most popular politician who's asking for change for so long, can't even be bothered to stand in the elections. So obviously, Britain doesn't matter. So what's the point? So I think so. The left will have various fractions, and this is why they won't have a majority as well. I expect SDP, which is the Social Democrat Party, to actually get a few cheeky seats, or at least one or two. Right? But the fractions will be caused by the Workers' Party, independent Muslim candidates, Green, and Lib Dems. Other independents might make more of a dent in these elections than ever before. Their numbers might actually double or triple than currently. I think so 17 are independent or something of that sort. I expect more independents to win seats than smaller parties. Right, so we will not have a majority party in parliament. It will be a hung parliament, hopefully, and it will take months to form a coalition. And the next 4 or 5 years are going to be very messy, where nothing really will change. This is actually the best scenario right now. This is the best thing that can happen. It gives the smaller parties who have a better promise for Britain 4 to 5 years to build on and improve their chances in the elections after these upcoming ones. A Labour majority, I think so, would be disastrous, as would be a Tory majority, because they will just continue with their globalist agenda. And it depends on which speed they go on, which direction they go on, but it will still be a globalist agenda if you get a majority of Labour. Or so, even if there's a coalition of forced coalition of Green Party, Lib Dems, some other independents or whatever, and Labour, and it might seem to people that it's a disaster, but it's actually less of a disaster than Labour getting majority, because they will have so much infighting that they won't be able to get anything concrete through. They'll still be fighting about like little things, only things that are already planned, or the big surface things that will get passed through. But I think so. This Farage's eventual lack of involvement in the upcoming elections was apparent from January. I've said it before as well. There's nothing for him to gain outright, and this sort of explains him a lot, which is very disappointing. He has doomed the Reform Party itself, because without his leadership, they are pointless. He wants to lead Tories, maybe. I think so, when they start rebuilding their process in a year or two times, if they lose significantly in the upcoming election. This is what I reckon it has always been about. This is all he ever wanted to use the Reform Party to do as well, to put pressure on the Tories, scare them enough to win him, to want him to lead. He didn't go to, because it was apparent he didn't go to I'm a celebrity, get me out of here, whatever, because he wanted to become palatable to the Reform Party. Because he could have done that regardless. The Reform Party and the voters of Reform Party liked him anyways, right? That's why he's the honorary president. He is the main only reason why people bought the membership. They didn't go for ties. Nobody bloody went to Reform Party for ties. But he needed to go to I'm a celebrity and do certain gigs and stuff to be palatable to the conservative party membership. I think that's the reason why he was heavily involved in their conferences as well. No matter what the spin they tried to put up, it was very evident that he was trying to feel how much support he has over there. So instead, he saw at the point was that they needed to be defeated. That's what he saw in those conferences. That the Tory party needs to be defeated and battered before he can come as their savior. And also saw enough support from Tory membership, by the way, to be welcomed in the future if that is something he wants to do. Also, Reform being bankrolled by Tice's own money through loans and stuff, as I hear, was always going to be a recipe for disaster. I mean, no one can remove him without replacing his money. So, there you go. So this sad story does show that there was never much point in putting all your trust in a personality like Farage, no matter how much good he has done, and pushed the Brexit agenda, and then we finally got the Brexit as well. But that also shows, like, why did you give the advantage to the Tory party and destroyed your own Brexit party, where you could have taken the advantage and come into the government? Sort of shows that he always favored being the leader of Tory party over any other smaller party, because there's always already a grassroots, and already a structure there, so that he doesn't have to work to get that structure. But anyways, so what we're looking now is, in these upcoming elections, is two scenarios. If everyone actually goes out to vote, then we'll have a hung parliament. If only a minority within a minority votes, a minority people vote, they will vote more for Labour, because the left is more active than the right now, because the right doesn't have any clear party with a clear plan. They already only have reactionary plans, which doesn't give people that much confidence. So all of those people who might have voted for the smaller parties on the right will eventually end up voting for the Tories, because they don't have any other choice. So the Tories might end up in opposition, probably will, with Labour and other parties forming a coalition. Now, that might still happen if more people come out to vote, but the number of Labour seats are going to be decreased, and they will have more fractions within the left if people actually in majority come out to vote, which I hope they do. But either way, the best scenario is for a hung parliament, and I think so. We need to look beyond figures like Farage and stuff to actually for the future of the country, because we cannot depend on a person, on a personality that thinks that foreign um, elections are more important than your own countries. You know, that just leaves a bad taste in the mouth. When a person that you would think would lead your country thinks that the country is less important than some other country out there, it just I don't even know what to say to that anymore. But either way, I would urge people to look at other parties as well, to look at SDP. SDP actually has more of a solid plan or policy, and they have more palatable people, and more humble politicians that they have. People who want to work for Britain. They might be wrong on certain things, as some political pundits might say, but I think so. There's a capacity over there for learning, growth, and evolution. And I think so. It might be a natural home to a lot of Brits. Is something that might be better for us in the short term. At least, like they by the looks of it, they only care about long term plan. They are not really looking for the populist route, which is good as well, because they don't look for populist leadership. But yeah, definitely, I would say look at parties like that, um, and look at parties which are closer to what you want to happen. Because the thing as well is, no matter how you vote right now, is still one form of disaster compared to another form of disasters. There's no good options over here. Like, there's no good outcomes. Sorry, there are good options, but I don't see good outcomes. So you might as well vote for what you believe in, rather than trying to vote against someone. Like, oh, I'm voting Tory so that Labour don't come in. It doesn't work like that. Just vote for who you want, so that you can signal to those smaller parties that they have support for you in the future, and next term, after 4 to 5 years, or even after 10 years, that they have time to build on what you actually want. They can build their membership more and more and more, and eventually we have something that we want. This is why it's important to vote for what you want, because that promotes the parties that are there to deliver it for you. Anyways, that was it. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.